Yo, what's going on everyone? Guiding Light here, and in this video, I'm going to be bringing you guys a full walkthrough of the Liberty Falls Easter egg. Now, the great thing about this is that you can complete it on solo, so we're going to be going through on solo. I'm going to show you guys every step of the way and get this thing done. Now, once you complete it, you actually will get a special calling card, a new camo for the ray gun, and a bunch of XP as well. So let's get started. First thing you'll want to do, come upstairs in the motel. There's going to be a secret room up here which you can open up. Keep in mind though, when you bust it open, there's going to be about 20-30 zombies that run out. You do want to take them all out. Once you do this, you will have access to the crafting bench that is used for the jet gun. After this, head over to the bowling alley and we'll start up the next step. So work up some points and do your best to get as many points as possible. It's going to make this easier. Come into the bowling alley. There's going to be a panel on the wall there. You're going to shoot that open and it will access a valve. Now from there, you're going to go over to a sprinkler and get a water pump, and you're going to bring that back over to the bowling alley and complete the next step. Now you should be able to complete this Easter egg in under 20 rounds or so, depending on how many points you get. There are certain steps of the Easter egg though that will require you to skip rounds or go to the next round in order to progress. So once you have worked up some points, come over to this right side, past quick revive. You don't actually need to buy the quick revive door, so to save points, just run past. Come here and open up this sprinkler, which will give you the valve that you need. Now we're going to go back to the bowling alley. Now this part can be a bit tricky, especially when playing solo. You're going to have to stand here at this valve and spin it up. Now you can use certain things like decoys or monkeys to try to make it go quicker, but that's going to be kind of hard to get this early into the game. Now this took me about 2 or 3 rounds. You want to just slowly progress it like 20% at a time. Once the zombies get too close, try to run them outside and then come back in to try to get more and more progress. This is definitely the trickiest part of the Easter egg, and somehow actually is part of the hardest part, at least until the boss fight. So it took me 2 rounds to get it done. In between rounds is your best bet to try and make the most progress. So we were finally able to seal this up. Now after that, we're going to start making our way towards the church. Now at this point, you may also want to either pack a punch your weapon or upgrade it to a different rarity using the workbench. Now keep in mind, you're also going to have to keep up a balance of salvage. You're going to need about 1200 salvage for the next step. So you may want to save up some of your salvage and just buy Pack-a-Punch instead. But either way, buy a few doors, work our way towards pack, and I'll show you guys the next step. So once you've built up a decent balance, head into the church. You're going to want to activate the generator by holding square. You'll know it's activated when the screen flashes white. Now from here, we're going to work our way to the cemetery right next door. There's going to be a special enemy spawns in called the groundskeeper. This may take like half a round, a full round for him to spawn in. And once he spawns in, you want to take him out quickly because he's only going to be on the map for about 30 seconds. So do your best to stay in this area and be on the lookout for a groundskeeper. He's going to be wearing a red flannel shirt and overalls. Once you take him out, he's going to drop a special key, which you will use for the next step of the Easter egg. So here he comes in, he spawns right there. Now try to save a zombie if you can so that you can skip through a bunch of these steps without having to deal with them. Now from here, grab those keys. You're going to have to buy another door. You could work your way around if you really want to save points, but just go ahead and buy that. Open the door, get this handbrake part. Now from here, before starting the next round, if you can, it'll actually save a lot of time if you just do it right away. You're going to come and get a mangler cannon. Now you will need 1250 salvage, which I was lucky enough to have the exact 1250 needed in order to build this. Now you can get this cannon in other ways, but this is the best and easiest way to get it early in the game. Come in here, buy it for 1250, and then just simply come over to this area and blast open this gate with the mangler cannon. Now in order to get to the next part, you have to take a look at these little piles here. You'll see there's a couple different piles that there's a chance of it spawning in different places. Now in order to get the next component, you have to end the round inside of this area here. So you'll notice we go from round 8, there was no part that was here. We literally just looked through the whole room, there was no part. As soon as it hits round 9, take a second look into the room and the part will spawn. It might take like 5-10 seconds before the round really sets in, but we take another look and the part will magically appear. It sounds crazy, but that's just how it works. So you see here now, part magically appears because the round changed, and we have all parts required to go and build the jet gun. Now I accidentally forgot to pick up the part in the bowling alley. Now after you spin up that valve, there's a part that drops on the floor. Be sure to pick that up and then you'll be able to come here and build jet gun. Now once you have jet gun, you will want to build the LTG, which is the other craftable item here on the map. Now you cannot build the LTG until you have the jet gun, but it's extremely easy to build the LTG now that we have this. So the very first thing we'll do is we'll take the jet gun. Now we do actually have to buy the quick revive door, so you may need some points. Try to save a zombie if you can. Come in here, grab the part out of the ceiling using the jet gun. From here, you want to go to the church. There's a second part that will not spawn until you have gone to the church. So you definitely want to go to the church next and not waste any time. So come on into the church. We're going to grab another part that should spawn after hitting the generator. So go over in here, take a look at the ceiling. You'll see this part here that sort of looks like a hat, but it's not a hat. Just simply grab that with the jet gun. If you don't see it, go up to the generator again and reactivate it. You should get that part. Now from here, we're going to go and grab the third part. It's going to be located on Washington Avenue. So work your way down the street and hop on top of the white truck here. Now, when you spin around, there'll be a special part inside of this window, and you'll be able to grab it using the jet gun. Now, for whatever reason that part does not pop up to you, go back over to the generator and hit square, and you should see these prompts that pop up. Now you should go double check, and the part should be there. So now that we have all three parts, you can see me grabbing that one here now. We have all three LTG parts. From here, we're going to work our way to the top of the bank. Now, before doing this, though, you may want to double check and, get Juggernaut, get 3 shield plates, and really start to upgrade, because after this, you're going to have to take down a bunch of high-value targets. They have a ton of health, and it'd just be easier to take them down with better weapons. Now, I highly suggest getting a ray gun out of the mystery box if you can and upgrading that thing, because when you come down to the boss fight, you really do want to just have ray gun and make that boss fight easy. Otherwise, you will fail and have to pretty much restart the entire boss. So better start early now, prioritizing how you're going to spend your points, and then we'll get into the next step of the Easter egg. Now, when you are ready, you're going to go and build the LTG, which is on top of the bank. You will need to buy a zip line in order to access this. Come up here and use the crafting bench to craft LTG. Now, once you have the LTG, you're going to bring this to the electrical cloud located right next to it here. So grab the LTG. Now, you will want to take LTG back near Quick Revive and place it down here. Now, keep in mind, guys, what you have to do is guard this thing for a whole minute. There's going to be special zombies that glow purple. Those are the only zombies that can damage this thing. Now, this can be a little tough if you start it early in the round. I suggest saving a zombie or even having some monkey bombs or decoys ready to distract these zombies, because if you fail this, you have to wait until next round. And if you fail it enough times, it's just going to end up making the boss fight way harder than it needs to be. So try and get this done on your first attempt. Now, the best thing you can do is try to use the jet gun to actually blast a lot of them back. And then from there, you can use decoys and things like that to keep them away. Now, once you guys complete this portal mini activity, what you'll have to do is go back up to the church. There will be a high value target that spawns in after completing it. However, you will need to go back up to the church before taking him out. Do not take out the high value target straight away. Now, what you'll have to do is go back up to the church. We're going to grab these special canisters. You're going to eventually fill up 3 of these canisters by taking out the high value targets. But the only thing is that you have to take out the high value target in a special area in order to actually charge up this canister. So very quickly, we're going to work our way back to the church, and we're going to grab the first canister. Now, once you pick up the first canister, it will not let you sprint, but you can still shoot your weapon and pop armor plates, but it just won't let you sprint. So we're going to come up here. I'll show you guys where you can grab the first canister. It's going to be inside the generator. Now what you'll do is you'll take this canister back to the spawn, back to the motel, and what you have to do is drop it down in a special spot in order to charge it up. So now you can see we have the canister. It says we can drop it, and we can no longer sprint. So take the canister all the way back to the motel. Now there are traps in this area, and you're going to want to use this trap to actually take down the boss. You want to make sure that the boss goes down inside of the trap and that the canister is also inside the trap. So what we'll do is we'll come over here to the gas station. We'll take a look at where the trap spawns, and we will just simply drop the canister in that exact spot. Now from there, clear up some zombies, clear up some space, because you want to try to save a zombie if you can. But what you'll want to do is simply just get the boss as weak as you can, get him down to about 30%, 20% health. You can use the jet gun to take out a good chunk of his health, but just make sure that you don't take him out all the way. Now, once you are ready, you will have to lure the boss into the trap area. Make sure that you're using the section of the trap that the canister is in, because if you're not, you'll have to do this part all over again, and you'll also have to wait till next round. So get the boss low. It can be a little tricky the first time doing it, but then once he's low enough, you just simply activate the trap. You gotta make sure that this guy goes down right here in this area. So you can see I get him really low. He's at like 20%, and we turn the trap on. Bring him back here so you can start baiting him in this direction, and then you can kind of sort of shoot him a little bit to finish up the kill. Now you'll know it works when the soul from his body actually goes into the canister and charges up the canister. You'll also see the prompt pop up in the subtitles if you have that turned on. So simply take the boss down. I actually had to help out the trap a little bit more than I was hoping. the trap like wasn't doing enough damage, so I just sort of finished him off with a gun and then hope the trap would finish it. So you'll see the canister finishes up. From here, you will have to bring the canister back to the church. Now, what's crazy is my game actually crashed after this, but I was luckily able to save and just come right back in. Now, the round had changed over, but I actually had to take out the high value target a second time and charge up this canister again. So if your game crashes, try to save, or if it freezes up like that, try to save it before it fully crashes out, and then close out of your game, come back in, and you should be able to sort of resume where you left off. Now from there, as soon as that canister is charged, you see the soul go in it, pick it up, and you're going to see the timer on the left side of your screen. This is the amount of time you have to get back to the church. Now, this part's not really too tough, but if you have 4 people, there's like 200 zombies on you, it might be a little crazy. So just bring the canister back to the church and then just put the canister inside of the generator. Once you put the canister inside of the generator is going to spawn a special part, a radio transmitter. So go ahead and pick that up. It's going to be inside of the generator itself. Now from there, you want to use the Strauss counter. That's what it's really called. You want to go and bring this thing to 3 different radios. What you'll have to do is take these radios or these projectors and you're going to tune them to the right frequency. In order to get the code or the frequency color, you just have to look at the Strauss counter. Once you pull open the counter, it's going to have a special color on it. So you can see now it's yellow. What you'll want to do is come up to this projector and turn it yellow. If the Geiger counter is yellow, you want to go and turn the projector yellow. If it's green, turn it red. And if it's red, turn it green. It is a little bit backwards, but that is the exact code. So once again, yellow equals yellow, green equals red, and red equals green. So now we're going to go over to the second projector. You may need some cash. Use the zip line to get back upstairs, and then hit the second projector and make sure to tune it using whatever colors you get. It's going to be different for everybody. Now come over to the third one and tune this one the same way using that code. Now that you have all 3 projectors lined up, what you'll want to do is go back over to the motel or the gas station. After tuning all these radios properly, what it will do is it will charge up a special spawn in the motel. This will get you the 3rd canister you need in order to actually complete the Easter egg. So hit the 3rd projector, go back to the motel. You should see the projectors begin to line up, sync up, and the lasers hit the spawn. Once this happens, there will be a new generator, a new Aether canister, which spawns inside of here. You will have to charge up this little thing here by taking out a few enemies. And that's why we save zombies, because now you just take out a couple enemies, wait for the round to change over, and just simply take the canister out of this thing. So now that we've charged up, we can pull the canister out of this device. And now we're going to take the canister over to a new trap. So we're going to bring it back towards the church way, come over in this direction. I'll show you guys exactly where to drop this Aether canister. Very quickly going to buy some armor plates along the way, just so that we're ready and safe from these, because it was the vermin round. So just come up this way, up the street. You're going to notice there's another trap in this area. Now, guys, we're almost actually at the boss fight. So if you have extra points at this, go start pack-a-punching, go start hunting for your ray gun, because you're really going to need it. Now go ahead and put your Aether canister down right here. Now what we'll do is we'll go back and grab the LTG. Now you could probably do this at any other point, but you will need the LTG for the next step. If you haven't picked it up yet, go back and pick up that LTG. Come back up Washington Avenue, and you'll see the Aether canister that we placed down. This is we're going to save it there, leave it in that exact spot, because we're going to need it there later. Come over here and we're going to recharge up this generator now. Now, because we saved a zombie, it actually ended up being a lot easier, and you may want to do the same. Save a zombie, wait towards the end, and then hit the LTG, because you will have to defend this for a whole minute as well against the purple zombies. Now, this can be really tough, but I promise you, if you have a ray gun, especially if it's pack-a-punch, you can get through this part or the entire Easter egg a lot faster. I highly suggest just using ray gun for this. Now that you have done this, you will spawn up the 3rd high value target, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to take that high value target over to the Aether canister we dropped down next to the trap. Do the same thing as the first, but over here in this area now to charge up this canister using the trap. So once you have the boss weak enough and you've saved a couple zombies, you want to bring him back to the Aether canister, hit that generator to turn on the trap, and just the same way, take out the boss next to the canister or the high value target. Now once this is charged up, do not pick up the Aether canister until you are ready. As soon as you pick up this Aether canister, you can essentially consider yourself inside the boss fight. So if you are not ready, do not pick up that canister. You can leave that there as long as you want, or at least for a little while, and go get whatever perks and upgrades you need. and then get ready to actually go into the boss fight. Now, if you go in unprepared and fail, you're going to have to start all over. So what you'll want to do is you're going to get ready, come over to this machine, upgrade your weapon to the max, make sure you have brain rot. And then from there, what you'll want to do is get Juggernaut and 3-plate armor. Keep in mind you will still have access to the Pack-a-Punch machine, so you might not have to worry necessarily about that. But definitely make sure that you have a self-revive and that you are fully ready to go before picking up this canister. Now, once you're ready, pick up the canister. You're going to have a minute and a half to bring it back to the church. So I highly suggest going and buying as many 3-plate armors as you can. Just, go all out for this. Spend every penny you have because you can't take it with you anyways, and get ready for the boss. Now, when you're ready, take this canister into the church and then just simply deposit the final canister into the generator. Now what you'll have to do is you're going to survive in this room for quite a while. Now, the longer you stay in here, the longer you take during this fight, the harder it gets. And the way they make it harder is they eventually make it so that armor plates don't drop. And then from there, they're going to start to spawn the vermin. So you do want to try to take this boss out as quickly as you can. Fully charge up this generator portal, and then you will complete the Easter egg and unlock all of the rewards. So I highly suggest using ray gun for this. Keep in mind you can break open these crystals and you might get like a decoy, some lucky items to help you out. And also keep in mind you have that pack-a-punch machine and that you can pack-a-punch the jet gun. So if you spend a little bit of time in here, you end up taking out a bunch of zombies, simply go and use the pack-a-punch. But what you want to do is get this fight over with as fast as you can. So hopefully this helps you guys out. You see me take these bosses down, take the enemies down. After about 20-30 seconds, you'll see a high value target spawn in once more. But this time he's going to be extremely powerful, have a ton of armor, and you just need to take this boss down. So I'm not going to bore you guys with me running around in circles for like 5 minutes here trying to take this guy down. But those are all the steps to the Easter egg. Hopefully it helps you guys out, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.